topic, Ifa and clairaudience. Clairaudience and Ifa. What does it mean to be clairaudient? First of all, let's go to the word audible. To be audible means to hear clearly, like to hear. It's hearing. It has to do like audio, hearing. So when you're clairaudience, you are able to hear at a different frequency. You're hearing at a frequency that it's outside the normal human range. Hearing. So when you're clairaudience, you are able to hear at a different frequency. You're hearing at a frequency that it's outside the normal human range. You're hearing voices outside your normal human range if you're clairaudience. So hearing sounds, voices from a higher consciousness, from a higher level being, from things that are supernatural. That's where that's how tarot readers are able to tell you certain things. When you go do a reading, they'll do a reading for you on the fly. Some folks you're able to channel. Some folks are able to channel. They're able to channel from a higher source. Remember, everything in this life is energy. So sometimes they're able to like see more. You're gifted with some type of sensory capability to do more than the normal human capability. That's those people. In Yoruba they call you akondaeniyan loje. Yes, in Yoruba, when you're able to do these supernatural things, akonda loje, maybe in English you're a supernatural being, you're a supernatural person. You're doing things outside the normal range of a human. So your clairaudience, this is your psychic hearing. So that's where you see folks. A medium is someone who can communicate with the dead. So when you see folks who go to the graveside, get graveyard dirt, and they go adopt some spirits and stuff like that, like it's really practiced in other traditions like hoodoo, some other spiritual traditions or spiritual practices where you could go adopt your spirit. You could be walking down the street and you're hearing things, or you'll go to like the graveyard. Some people can go to the graveyard and they're able to hear voices, or you go to like a morgue and you're hearing voices, but the bodies are dead, but you can hear stuff. So you're not crazy. You just have certain abilities outside of the normal human range. You have you have the external capability to hear, and then you have the internal capability to hear. When they're talking about your orinu, which is your internal head, consciousness, your being, your spiritual self is different. So that's the teachings in Ifa. Your spiritual self is different from your physical self. It's the same way your spiritual hearing is different from your physical hearing is different from your spiritual hearing. Your physical visions is different from your spiritual visions. So certain people have trained their spiritual selves to be able to do more things than the normal average human being. So therefore you have psychic mediums, you have those who are tarot readings, you have those who are dreamers, but more sensitive. This topic is more about those who are clairaudient, those who are channeling messages with their supernatural internal hearing, not the external, but like hearing is normal external audibly, but internally hearing, just like your orinu is receiving messages from the divine. So internal hearing has to do with receiving messages internally in your ear. It sometimes sounds like you're hearing a buzzing noise. Like sometimes before you hear certain things, you get that receiver, because everybody's ear is a receiver. So you get that buzzing noise. And then after that buzzing noise, you begin to hear things. After you've gone through that phase of the buzzing, you begin to start hearing things internally. You hear things internally. Now, this is what you would call telepathic communication. Intuition and telepathic communication. When you are communicating with Orisha. They communicate with you, those who they choose to. Remember, if you're able to do any of these things, being clairvoyant, clairaudient, then you're at that frequency with the Orisha. Orisha communicates through clairaudience and clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. They communicate via telepathy, telepathic communication. These are all scientific terminologies. You can look them up and they're easily available for you. I'm not making this stuff up. So these are things that you probably learned in high school. So if you're here, a babalao, or you're trying to figure out what I'm saying, and you don't understand this, then I don't know what to tell you. Go look it up. You know, go back to high school and go look in your biology textbooks and stuff like that. I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm going to have some people coming over here trying to ask me, this stuff is not in Odufa. Certain things don't need to be in Odufa for you to understand biology and physics. If you don't know anything about chemistry, physics, biology, and metaphysics, you can't begin to understand some of the things I'm saying here. So this time for you, just skip this video. All right. For clairaudient people are those who really could communicate with spirits. That's how psychic people are able to communicate with their ancestors. That's how mediums and psychics are able to communicate with spirits when they're doing readings. When I'm doing a reading, sometimes when I'm communicating with some of my clients, it's not until I get in front of my Odufa for me to be able to channel a message for. Sometimes the spirits are so impatient. Sometimes spirits are so impatient that the moment a person starts communicating with you, the Ifa priest or the priestess or the medium or the psychic, the spirits are so impatient. Maybe they've been trying to communicate with that person for a while. They'll just start talking. They'll start talking, telling you what the situation is and how you can help, how they can help you help that person, because that person doesn't have the gift to hear. They've been trying to communicate with that person for a while. So sometimes if you're a gifted person, you will come across people's ancestors and spirits that they want to talk to you and share so much stuff with you because their family member doesn't get it. So that's why it's a good thing for you to develop your own psychic abilities. We all have the ability to hear from God. We all have. It's not until you go do consultation before you can know what God wants for you. You can figure it out by building your own relationship with the divine. All right. Ireo, I hope some of these things help someone.